to Swadharma. Swadharma means my inner calling. So let's start with a small prayer. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhavatu Sahaneryam Karvavai Tejasvina Vidhanastumavi Vishavai Om Shanti 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 Samasta Jana Kalyani Karnamayam Ram Chinmaya Devam Sadguru Brahma. Okay, so Swadharma, my inner calling. Why is it important that I should know what is my inner calling? Yes, please. Very good. So it gives you a self-identity and also your purpose of life. Great. Any other reason? Correct. It gives direction.
Shows you which path to go.
Which path to go, yes. So, many of you here must have chosen a particular field, a particular stream after your 10th standard. How many of you chose it based on your inner calling? Anyone? What you felt you are really made for, you chose because of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. One round of applause to all of them. There may be different reasons why people choose. Sometimes family, sometimes finance, sometimes peer pressure. Different reasons why we choose certain things to do in our life. And there may be valid reasons for it. But when we choose based on what we are and who we are, then that work gives great satisfaction. And this Swadharma is not related only to career. It is about me as a person. So I want one volunteer from here and one volunteer from here. Quick. Come on. Yes, please. For different activities, we will call different volunteers. So people who have not come before should come, keep coming. Give them the mic, take the mic. So what you have to do is just very simple. Describe about yourself in 5 to 10 sentences. Just tell about yourself, who you are.
Introduction.
Just introduce yourself.
So
we should know about you as a person. That's the purpose.
So I'm Ganga Manoj and I'm in class 10. So I am quite regular in my studies and I'm good in many things. Also, I'm quite friendly, so I can easily mingle with people. Sometimes I'm like shy on stage, so like when I see a lot of people, it becomes difficult like for me to like actually perform.
Okay. Very good.
Hi, my name is Praveen Pandey. I'm basically a copywriter. I'm very impatient, quite focused, very aspirational. These 3 things I impatient, aspirational, focused, regular. I'm very regular. Whatever I decide, I achieve it. And I think this goes.
All right, great. Thank you. One round of applause for her Ganga, right? Her name is. She said she's scared, but she came up and she spoke very confidently. So, generally people have, after fear of death, the greatest fear people have after that is stage fright. So now, why did we do this exercise? Because Swadharma is to know about who I am as a person. What is more important to know? Things around us or thinks about us? About us? Why? Because if I know about me, then I have the ability to control my responses to what happens around me. And I may know many things around me, but if I don't know about me, I will be helpless, clueless. Many times I will react, I will not know why I am doing certain things. Direction is not there, satisfaction is not there. So, this Swadharma is a very important aspect which our culture focuses on. When we say Dharma, it's not, as I said, only religion, it is oneness, love, values, duties, do's and don'ts. So, for that, we should also know in this who am I as a person. Then only self love is possible, then only actions, values, good things are possible. And hence, first and foremost comes what do I look at myself as first. My view of life determines my view of myself determines my view of life and then my way of life. If I feel that I am not a very, let us say people have that body complex, they have this, so they feel, I'm not a very slim and thin person, or I'm not very beautiful, or I'm not very handsome, or I don't have this many abs, or whatever. Now that will it affect their confidence or not? And if somebody is very strong, looking great, and feeling, that person fits the so-called, what you call it, parameters, then many times what happens, this person who is not having those parameters sometimes will feel inferior in presence of such a person. So, how great that person is. So comparison starts, inferiority, low confidence. Then when we feel that way, then we don't want to mix up with people, then we go into isolation, then we get into loneliness. Many such things happen. If I look at myself, like she said that, I'm very friendly. Now, if she looks at herself as a friendly person, then what happens? She'll open up, mix up with people, meet up. So her view of herself will determine how she relates with people around. And that will determine the way of life also. Like he said, I am very aspirational. So now if he is aspirational, his view is that, okay, I am aspirational, I have such goals. Now he will also bond with such people who have great aspirations, or he will look out for such people who have great aspirations. So very important it is for me to know who am I as a person, as an individual. Does our education in any way teach us this? I'm genuinely asking because they teach many things about other things, about things around us, but very rarely sometimes we come to know about ourselves. And that's why it is very important to know if that education is not giving me that. In the earlier days, our Gurukul was equipped with both this secular knowledge as well as the knowledge which will anchor us in Dharma, which will tell me about myself. Swadharma is one subset of Dharma. If I don't have that clarity about who I am as a person, I can't even do my duties properly. Suppose I know that I am a friend, or I am a son, or I am a sibling, or a brother, or a sister, whatever I am. If I know properly about myself in those roles, then only I can perform the duties, otherwise I cannot. So my view of myself is very, very important. How do I look at myself? So I'll give you 1 minute. Write down 10 words about yourself which describe you as a person. Only 10 words which are qualities. Don't say, I am very happy. So, I am very happy. 5 words done. Not like that. Happy is one word. Just 10 words about yourself.
Positive or negative?
Both. Very good question actually. These 10 words should describe you. Seconds more. Ten seconds more. Okay, time up. How many completed 10 words? Most of you couldn't. Okay, how many did 8 words? Few. Alright, thank you. So, now, in the words that you have written, identify how many are positive and how many are negative.
Seven positive, 3 negative.
Very good. Anybody else wants to share? 8 positive, 2 negative. Wonderful. All positive. Okay? All positive. All positive. Positive 4. 6, negative 4. So that you only have to know if emotions are blocking your vision, action, then they are negative. Otherwise, emotions are good by themselves. Because without emotions, we can't do anything much. We have to feel. Okay, so what is important here is this is not about any judgment that who is right or who is wrong in this. It tells us about who we are as a person. The self-talk that we have about ourselves, those words describe that. So if somebody says, I am a happy person, so I am happy, confident, strong, angry, whatever, those descriptions, they are my self-talk I have about myself. And that will to a large extent determine what I feel, what I think, how I behave. So more positives is great, always. Completely positive is nice, but we should also identify, be aware that what are my limitations. Maybe you are aware, you are not written, that's all right, no problem. If negatives are more, then we have to start focusing on what are my strengths and start developing those. Because when we think a lot of negative things about ourselves, then there is a tendency to cling onto someone else or something else to make me feel good about myself. Which is why we land up in making certain mistakes there. So, Swadharma is to know about me as a person. 10 words that you wrote, or how many words you wrote, in that, do the second exercise. How many are body oriented, how many are emotion oriented, and how many are intellect oriented? That will also tell you predominantly how do you look at yourself as a person, more at a physical level, more as an emotional being, more as an intellectual thinker. Yes. Mind is emotion oriented, intellect is thoughts, goals, values, desires, rational.
Kind will be
Emotion. Kind, compassionate, angry, loving, peaceful, happy. Huh?
really emotional. That would be in a
Sorry.
negative way. Very emotional.
Very emotional meaning, yeah, if it clouds your thinking and you can't take the right decision, then it is a negative aspect. Right now we are not counting positive, negative. Right now we are identifying which is emotional and which is physical, which is intellectual. Anybody wants to share? Six emotional, one physical. Okay. Eight emotional, one intellectual, one physical. Hmm.
8 emotional, 1 physical, and 1 intellectual.
Right. 6 emotional, 2 intellectual, 2 physical. 4 emotional, 6 intellectual. Great. 1 emotional, 2 intellectual. 5 emotional, 2 intellectual. Right. Good. So nice to know. In this, majority have given what? Emotions. That is a crux. What do I feel about myself is very, very important. Then my thoughts can change, and how I act also will change. Predominantly, we are emotional beings. There are some intellectuals, no doubt. And not that intellectuals don't have feeling, but predominantly we find. So, in that emotions, how many are positive, how many are negative, we should see. If whichever is predominant, in that how much is positive, how much is negative, that also I should understand. Then I will know more about myself as a person. That okay, in emotions, of 8 are emotions, in that 5 are negative, 3 are positive. That means I need to refine my emotions much more. If 8 may say 5 are positive, 3 are negative, then I have a good feeling about myself. I can of course work on those 3. So, as a person, and this exercise, right now we did it only in few minutes, but take your time, do it properly, you will understand many things about yourself. And interesting thing can be some of your close people, like your family, your friends. You can ask them to describe you in 10 sentences. Top 10 words, sorry. 10 words that come to their mind to describe you, and then you match what you perceive about yourself, how others perceive you, and then you will understand so many things more about you and your. And don't hold grudge against them for anything. I thought you must be thinking such nice things about me. This is how you think of me. If at all it is something disappointing, and if it is factual, accept it. If nothing worse comes, what will happen? At least your eyes are open, hearing this is what people are thinking about me. Positive, negative, whatever it is. So, this is first part, very important, and Dharma and many of our scriptural texts, they help us to know about us. Think about it. Arjun, do you think he was a good person? Yes or no? Was he a straight person? Hardworking person? Efficient person? Successful person? Was he prepared for the war? Why? 12 years he did so much hard work to get there, to acquire weapons, missiles, everything. Was he not prepared? Did he not defeat in the 13th year the Kauravas single-handedly? So how was he not prepared? Now think about him. His concentration powers are very high. We give examples of his concentration, right? Yet, in the battlefield, in front of the Kauravas, what happened to him? Collapsed. Why did that happen? Emotions overwhelmed his thoughts. He was not aware, he was absolutely caught unaware that I have deep attachment to Bhishma and Drona. If Bhishma and Drona were not there on the opposite side, would Arjuna have collapsed? He would have happily gone and finished the others. But He was not aware. So when we are not aware of certain things in us, they suddenly come up, then we collapse. And very important, that's why it is to know who am I, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses. In management, they do what is what? Strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. That they do for products and other things and their team, etc. We can do for ourselves. And scriptures help us to understand. Arjun was a Kshatriya by temperament, but at that point when he got completely confused, what did he decide? I want to go to the forest. It is better to beg alms and live there than to fight this war. Was his decision correct? Before the Gita, his decision was, I want to run away. After the Gita, what did he do? Took up the bow and arrow, fought the war, went ahead and won. So, what made a difference? Arjun was told about his Swadharma. Arjun was told about his nature as consciousness, what we saw in the morning, Swadharma. If we don't have knowledge of both these, we are lost in life. Knowledge of Swadharma, very important. What is my inner calling? What am I really made for? And Arjun knew his inner calling is Kshatriya, but even at that time, even after knowing what happened to him, he got overwhelmed and he was ready to run away. Many times that happens to us. We decide, we choose a particular career and we excel in that also, but suddenly our emotions overwhelm, we think we feel like quitting. And typical scene happens in marriage. You know that person, you love that person, you want to marry that person, but sometimes what happens? One day before marriage or 2 days before marriage, one starts feeling, am I doing the right thing? Should I marry? Is it the right person? Do I really want to spend my whole life with this person? Then one starts questioning marriage itself. Is it even sensible to commit life and be with one person? All that one starts doubting. Just imagine. So even after knowing certain things, our mind plays tricks. Then when we don't know what is our scenario, terrible. And I tell you, sometimes an entire life passes without ever doing what we are really made for. One classic example of that many times I've given is Andre Agassi. Such a successful tennis player, but he writes in his biography that he hates tennis. He doesn't love tennis at all. Imagine committing one whole life to do something which you don't love. So that's why very important it is to find what is my calling. So what is Swadharma? It is the meeting point between these five things. Your temperament, passion, need, talent and service. Five things. That is Swadharma. What is my temperament innately? Scriptures help us to know that. There are various models, even psychology tells you type A, type B, type C, type D, there is one model. Sorry, personality, that is what. Personality A, B, C, D. No, type, not personality. Type A, B, C, D. There are different models in psychology also, whereby we can analyze ourselves and understand. But our Hindu scriptures, they go a little deeper. They are not based only on the mental qualities, what we feel. They take into account many deeper aspects. We will see as we go along. So it is the meeting point between what you are, what is your basic temperament, what is your passion based on that, how do you identify based on your temperament the passion that you have, what is the need in the society, how talented you are to make a difference in the society. So it is a beautiful blend of who I am as a person, what I do, how I feel when I do that, and how I make a difference in the society. So these 5 points is what we are going to cover. And in this, there are lots of questions for each of these. The success of this depends on how you answer those questions for yourself. Today we may not have time to do elaborately all these 5 points and each one come up and interact and answer those questions. But remember to write down these questions and ask yourself whenever you have some time, think about it and answer those, and you may find a lot of clarity. So in the Gita, this concept comes in the third chapter as well as in the 18th chapter. The word Swadharma comes there. So Swadharma means actions based on your unique temperament or mindset based on three mental modes. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. These are three gunas we call them. Loosely translated as mental modes. They are three gunas, they are three qualities. And these three gunas, the combination of these three makes this entire creation. We will see more about this as we go along. The three moods, what are they? So to act according to that, what is my temperament? What am I made for? Am I predominantly sattvic person or rajasic person or tamasic person? And then choose things based on that. That is called my Swadharma. And so it is not limited to a job or a career. It is for everything. Like she said about mixing with people, being friends. He said about goals. Somebody said about emotions. So each one in different areas of life, if I know who I am as a person, I will operate from that. That is called anchoring from within and operating. Otherwise, we act based on people's opinions, to please people, to conform to some of their ideas, and many times we don't know who we are. So to become aware of who I am as a person, what are my moods, my temperaments, my pluses and minuses, and then to act out of it in all areas of life, that is called Swadharma. So you will see about Swadharma in relationships, Yogini will take about that, and you will see Swadharma even in social media. How you depict yourself, or how you present, or how you take up handle social media, Arvind will take up about that. So even in our food choices, how food we choose, what kind of clothes we wear, everything determines what kind of friends we have. Our Swadharma determines all this. And that's why it's very important for us to know. So what are the three moods here first? Temperament wise, the three moods or the three gunas are Sattva Guna. Predominant quality of Sattva Guna is inspiration and knowledge. Rajo Guna, predominant quality is dynamism and attachment. And Tamo Guna, predominant quality is ignorance and inertia. These are the three gunas with their main qualities. There are many other qualities in each. We will see those also. I'm going to go a little quick. We may not have time to write down everything because we have a little less time. I need to go quick. So some of you are taking photos. That is great. In case you find writing difficult, keep taking your pictures of this if you want to know the motion. So these are the three gunas. Sattva guna is all these, person who focuses. So white is the quality, the color representing Sattva guna. See, these colors are based on Yoga Shastra. White is for Sattva guna because purity, harmony, positive, peace, clarity, light, creativity, openness, intelligence. This is Sattva guna qualities. Rajoguna quality. Rajoguna is red color. Dynamism, activity, so movement, energy, excitement, passion, desire, agitation, anxiety, egoism. And tamas is lazy, lethargic, inertia, inactivity, negativity, apathy, dullness, dark, delusion. Dark does not mean color of the skin, okay? Dark is the negative qualities. It's all about qualities. So delusional, depression, ignorance, tamasic qualities. Now, everything in this world is a combination of these three only. There is nothing which is free from these three. Can you tell me one example of a sattvic plant? Tulsi. Okay. One example of a rajasic plant? Sorry? Rose. Why is rose rajasic? Sattva guna roses. Aloe vera. Why is it rajasic? Any plant which
Venus light.
Venus flytrap. Rajasic. Money plant, very good. So many of these creepers, they will clean, they depend. They get attached. They can't live without. So quality-wise, we have to see. Some of them will trap the insects and they will eat them. Which are plant? Tamasic quality, tamasic plant. Touch me not. Huh? Cactus. So like that we have sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Animal-wise, not to stereotype, but generally, sattvic animal. Okay, so cow. Rajasic animal. Tiger, lion. Huh? Hare. Rabbit, yeah. Wolf. Tamasic? Buffalo. If the panda is very lazy, python. Tortoise. Tortoise is slow, not tamasic. Slow is not. So the idea here is we see around sattva, rajas, tamas everywhere. Tell me one sattvic food.
What do you eat?
What you eat? What I eat? I don't eat always sattvic food. Predominantly sattvic yes, but I also eat rajasic food.
No salt.
Fruits, huh? No salt, no salt is required, but you don't eat in excess. So fruit, okay, sattvic. Rajasic food? Pizza. Okay. Achar. Okay, great. Tamasic food? Onion. Non-veg. Good. So now you know sattva, rajas, tamas. I will conclude this session here with a very nice video of Gurudev. You like that?
Kapil. नीचे. Kapil.
Sean.
Nobody in the world or living being who has not got the gunas. All the three gunas are everywhere. A professional murderer and a wretched man, evil-minded man, even he has got sattvic moods. Even the greatest saint, let's say, has moments of tamas and rajas. All the three put together is called the human personality. Never can there be only one. Coffee means three things: decoction, milk, and sugar. Three things mixed together is normally coffee, not American coffee. American coffee is anything they have put there, black powder, and keep on burning, boiling till evening. And take it. But it will that is a tragedy. Real coffee is made artistically by mixing these three and then putting. Now, right? Now, even though this coffee contains only three things, if you are a Saturday or a Sunday, you visit 4 or 5 friends, Indian friends will when you visit, whatever be the time, for the day, evening, never have you in the world without coffee. Come on, let's coffee. No, I don't want, I just now had, never mind, I just now had food, good digestion coffee. No, I just now go and take food. Very good, he said, appetizer. You won't be allowed to go without taking. You go in 4 or 5 places, take coffee, every coffee contains a flavor, but no 2 coffees are the same. Go to a South Indian coffee, the coffee is coffee, but But it's all milk pot and sugar pot have been brought around, not inside. That is called the selfish. Gujarati, look at yeah. The milk, the sugar that Baba was putting, it just gone for sugar, Punjabi coffee. A cup of glass of milk and one drop of coffee and the sugar. And that coffee you won't shake it because it will be spread. And then take that milk. Coffee is only a witness that I am here. Meaning, the approach of one to the other give different tastes. In the same way, these three gunas are in everyone you. But the preponderance of one over the other gives the various tastes, the various performances, various perfume of your personality. Now let us have something else.
Okay. So, such a lovely example Gurudev gave, coffee. Every time you drink coffee or tea, now remember this. It speaks about three gunas. So, first thing I have to do is to know about myself. Who am I as a person? What is my combination of the gunas? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. So now you saw those qualities which are given there. When you have some time, identify in this how many qualities sattvic, how many rajasic, how many tamasic. And those are only some examples. There may be many other qualities also. But once you identify, you know, okay, predominantly this is my temperament. So that is the first thing to know my Swadharma. And our culture, the beautiful aspect was like how today people go to do aptitude tests to find out where they belong, what career they should take. Our culture, people used to do that in the Gurukul. The Guru will identify and the disciple is staying there, and over a period of time one will understand, okay, this person's temperament is this, so this profession is suited for this person. The person also will think and the Guru also will guide. And that's how the systems used to happen earlier. Like Krishna and Sudama have studied together, but Sudama took up the work of a Brahmana and Krishna is a Kshatriya. And he took up that. So like that there are different people who will take up specialization based on their temperament. Like how we study common together in a school till 10th and then we take up different streams in that. So Varna Vyavastha of our Sanatana Dharma, which people today call it as caste system, was not based on birth at all, it was based on this guna. That what is your predominant temperament? If you are predominantly sattvic, then you are called a Brahmana. If you are predominantly Rajasic with more Sattva Guna, suppose we say 80% Rajoguna, 15%, 80% Sattva Guna, 15 Rajoguna, 5 Tamo Guna, that person is Brahmana. Whichever community that person is born, doesn't matter. Do you think Ambedkar ji is a Dalit or is a Brahman? He is Brahman by temperament, and that is what our culture speaks, not by birth. Second, Rajasic is somebody, Kshatriya may be 80% Rajoguna, 50, no, not 80%, so that is Brahman. So 60% Rajoguna, let us say 25% Sattva Guna, and how much is balance? 15% Tamoguna. Vaishya will have, let us say, 40% of Rajoguna, Sattva Guna, and maybe 30% of Rajoguna and balance Tamoguna. And Shudra will have maybe 25 to 30% Sattva, 20% or 25% Rajoguna, 50% Tamoguna. So it is by temperament. And by temperament, if somebody is to be identified and told this is your profession, is it right or wrong? Can we say that is exploitation? That's the system we follow even today. Attitude wise, we are equal to all, but aptitude wise, we are different from each other or not? So we respect a Shudra equally as we respect a Brahmana based on their profession. Somebody is doing a work of a priest or a research or a scientist or a poet or any other, like today they have data analysts and all that. And somebody is doing a clerk job. Pay wise they make a different pay, but humanitarian wise we treat both of them with equal respect or not. Then where is the exploitation in that? There is no exploitation. And so many examples are there in our culture where people have changed their varna. They are not, it was not based only on birth, right? Vishwamitra, he was a Kshatriya. Did he not become a great rishi? Yes or no? He was a king, Kaushik before. Chandragupta was a Dasi's son, you know that? Dhananand's Dasi's son. And then he became a king or not? So many examples are there to show that Varna Vyavastha was based on this. And so it is, we should be clear about this, that our Sanatana Dharma doesn't believe in caste system by birth, it believes by guna and karma. And so there is nothing to be apologetic about that. Yes, people have exploited that and made it by birth, that we also condemn. It should not be by birth. It has to be by temperament. And so this is first quality, to know, first aspect to know what is my Swadharma is to know what is my temperament, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Okay, I know you have had a difficult time last night, you have had less sleep, and you have been wonderful so far. Wide awake, active, participating, interacting. So, it's nice that you are pushing yourself beyond the boundaries. Dharma makes us actually do that. Dharma helps us to come out of our comfort zones. Just one more hour I need your cooperation. Before you can have lunch and then sleep for some time. And catch up with your sleep. So little more. I hope you are enjoying the sessions.
Yes.
Yes? Nice, thank you. So here we are. Beautiful quote of Oscar Wilde. He said, "Be yourself, everyone is already taken." We don't have to try and be like somebody else. Somewhere else I read, be an original, don't be a duplicate. We are not products which are technologies and machines. So first point was temperament. So Dharma is to know what is my temperament, and then that will influence every area of my life. Second aspect is explore talents. Not everybody is aware of what they are really made for. Tendulkar, maybe he was aware. But you know an interesting fact about him? He started off as a bowler. And he was training in the Dennisgiri Academy in Chennai. And it is his coach who told him that you will be more successful as a batsman. So there are some people who know that okay, this is where I belong and I must follow this, this is my passion. But not everybody knows that. So then what is the solution? Explore. Different things we have to explore, there we will find. So survey wide fields, cultivate small ones. Meaning explore different things, and once you identify specifically, then start going deeper into that. So different classes, different courses, different clubs, different fields that one can explore. Here are just some of the examples. There can be so many more. If one can identify in this what all the things that I have already explored or I feel I am good at, choose. Like this, there can be bigger list of talents or various classes or courses. So many things one can try. And in today's age, with so many options available, in one way it can be confusing, but in the other way it is also liberating because you can really then find what you want to do and then go ahead and do it. Earlier the options were not so many and it was not so easy to make careers or people were not aware how to earn money and livelihood through some of the options, and many times people were even depicted like typically if you see in the movies in the earlier times, the writers are depicted as what? People who are very poor, they just have one jhola, one torn slipper, and they can't do great. Today, writers earn in crores. Before the books are released, their books are pre-ordered, sales happen. And even before they write, get released, even before they write, they have paid money. So many things have changed. So explore your talents. Anybody wants to share what talents have they
How
explored?
many talents are allowed to choose?
Not allowed to choose. You choose whatever you want.
How many?
That's up to you. The question here is you have to explore. Suppose I explore 5 and then I find one which is which is my passion. Very good. Then I don't have to explore more. I can try more just for learning or new things, but to find out where my passion is, then I don't need to explore more. Yes, anyone?
Yeah, I've already built it. I really like exploring my talent with sports. I've tried music, I've tried singing, dancing. I know how to play like, various instruments and like so. Like 14 of my count and I already know 14 of them.
Oh, wonderful. Good, anyone? Yes, go ahead.
So I'm great at sports. I've tried out all the sports and I love playing football. So I'm good at football. And same with musical instruments. I've tried all the instruments and I play the electrical and acoustic guitar. I'm good at cooking and I'm good at games.
Very nice. So even in sports, one she has identified what is important. Musical instrument, this one. So that is great. Yes.
I explored pottery, pottery, training, the pottery training materials in sports, like specifically basketball and football. But I figured out I was good at mixed martial arts. So
Good. So now purpose also is through this, are you able to identify which is your passion or what you want to commit your life towards or take it up in a major way. Remember that. Not that other things are useless and only for them we should explore talents. We can. Even generally we can explore talents to manifest potential, but it can also help. One of them can become your main focus in your life and your career. So observe what interests me, what am I really good at, what are my greatest strengths, and when you observe, ask yourself these questions and also ask others so that both you will understand. Many times what happens is we are good at doing certain things, but sometimes we don't value that enough, or we don't feel that I'm really good at this, so I can feel okay, I'm average in that. But there are some people around who may really think that if you take this up in a big way, yes, you have the potential, you can do it. So always ask, find out, have a balance. And when we ask right questions, they open up new perspective. That is an important aspect. Questions they help us to understand ourselves. They open up new perspective. We break out of the old monotonous ideas or stereotypes. So always ask proper questions and how do you feel about something that you are doing. Many questions will come now. We will see one by one. These questions, if we sit and introspect, think about it, discuss with people, they can really open up our ideas about ourselves. So these are some of the questions now you see. If I could do whatever I wanted to do, where there are no obstacles, financial barriers, nothing, what would I do? Because as I said, sometimes we take up because there is financial issues. Like Andre Agassi's father pushed him into tennis because he was an Iranian boxer and he was not able to keep up the family's debts and all that, not paid properly, and so tennis had a lot of money and so he pushed him into tennis. Now if Andre Agassi had to ask himself this question, if I could do whatever I wanted to do, what would I choose to do with my life? That is one question. Second, if money were no obstacle, what would I spend my time doing? Because time is another important aspect. That can I do this for a long period of time? Third, what are the things that fill me with joy and a sense of purpose? Many things we may like to do, but they don't give us satisfaction or we don't feel the sense of purpose or direction. Once we find our core competency, then suddenly life gets a different direction altogether. See, Vivekananda ji was an ordinary college going youngster like any one of us. One of his professors, English professors, was teaching him daffodils. Who wrote a William Wordsworth, daffodils. So that professor told him that if you want to meet a person who is described in these daffodils, go to Dakshineshwar and you will meet this saint, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And Vivekananda, when he went there, he was anyway questioning people, have you seen God, have you seen God, and everybody gave him theoretical answers. When he went to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he told him, yes, I have seen God and I see him more closely than I see you. That answer stunned him. That, oh wow, here is somebody who is saying this. And he waited, he tested him, and it took some time for him. But once he found his purpose, that my purpose is to awaken the masses to the glory of this beautiful knowledge in our country, in our culture. His family was in debt, his father passed away, his family was in debt, they almost came to the roads, there was food to eat. But he was so strong in his conviction that this work has to be done for my country, and he dedicated his life to the country. Whole direction changed. So what is that which fills me with joy, with satisfaction? There may be struggle in that, but there is a deep sense of fulfillment that my life is worth it. I have done what I feel will be good for me, for the others. That question is important. So, what are the things that fill me with joy and a sense of purpose? What are the things that I do effortlessly and lose the sense of time? One can be so absorbed. The musician is playing music, practicing, just absorbed hours and hours. Hemant Madani is my brother. He was playing once for the Indian cricket team a few years ago. Now he's a commentator and he coaches some of these IPL type of tournaments when they happen in the south. He coaches them also. So early morning we used to go as small children. We used to go to Chepauk Stadium in Chinmaya and play cricket there. And he would be lost in that happily, And he was also a bowler. Started off as a bowler, then he became a batsman. Hours and hours he would play. But I couldn't find happiness in that. So I also used to go in the beginning and then I said, no, this is not my cup of tea. He would stand in the sun and play. His school team also, in Santham he was studying there, he started playing and he was very, star in the school team. Then came to the district level, then to Ranji trophies, all that, one by one. Lot of struggle, but lose sense of time. I used to feel that when I used to read spiritual books, when I used to do computer programming, hours together. When we were I was in college first year, that time this Bombay movie had come. I don't know if any of you have seen Bombay. So that Bombay movie, that is in song, there is a song. And we used to have a computer, 80386 computer. That's a chip name. 8088 for the first one, 80286, 80386, 80486, 80586, that's the Pentium, then like that. Now what is going on? 7? 8, Intel what now? 13 now. Not Windows, I'm talking about the Intel 13 I feel in that way very happy that I've seen the evolution of computers. We used to have one big dabba, and such a huge one, and such a huge CPU, and this 5 quarter floppy, such a thin floppy we put inside that. So that 80386 computer, using the basic language, basic is one language, computer language, like C, C++, like that basic is the language. Using that basic language, I have made that computer do the tune of that Hamma Hamma song. Hours together I spent. And what would that be? It would be the front screen of my project. The title of the project will come. With that screen, I wanted music. I would have spent at least some 80-90 hours to do that programming to make that computer sing. Because you have to use 0 and 1 predominantly, and then you have to make that sing. And everybody was like, what is this? How is this sound coming? My evaluator was like, where is this coming? Anybody is playing on? I said, this computer is playing this. I was lost in that software programming. Hours I used to do. At that time, I thought that is my passion. Then I came to Vedanta. At that time, I was thinking I will do MS, go to USA, and this, that. I had done a programming project in bio-optic computing. The bio-optic computing is very interesting. In our eyes, there is a what you call there is one chemical, I don't know what you call it, I forgot the name. It is called rhodopsin. It's not a chemical, it's an element. An element you find in the eyes that is called rhodopsin. That rhodopsin is a protein, right? Opening and shutting, one of the main roles rhodopsin plays in that. So in computer, to make that computer recognize binary 0 and 1, opening, shutting. So there was a whole project where using rhodopsin, small computers are made and those computers can reproduce. They can make new computers and the chips can multiply. It was a fascinating artificial intelligence of those times in the beginnings. So hours I used to go and do the research and read and find out all those things. But then slowly I found that more than computers, something which is alive is more passionate for me. And then I came to Vedanta in a full form, in a full-fledged way. Started studying Vedanta. Then I said, this is where I belong. So all my other things of computers and commerce and painting, drawing, music, everything that I explored, now I use for Vedanta. So that is my core thing. So when we explore, then we will start finding. And these are questions which we ask, they become very important for us to know about ourselves. What activities have I done, I am doing or will be doing that have made me like myself? One very important aspect of my Swadharma and passion is it should make me feel good about me. There are some people who do this, what they like, but it may not be righteous. Or it may be something which is not making them feel good about it. It may be righteous, but it is not making them feel good about it. Like Andre Agassi, he is doing a good thing only in that sense. He is not doing anything immoral. He is playing tennis, but it doesn't make him feel good about himself as a person. His whole life he is felt that. I didn't like tennis. So it should make me feel good about myself. My self-esteem should rise up. What are the things I really enjoy, never get bored of doing? Do we spend enough time in that? Many times we procrastinate. We say, no, not now, maybe later. We know it also many times, but we don't do it. We say, one of the days I will do it. Right now, let me just chill, let me enjoy, let me just spend some time. Ask, do you do enough? Do you spend enough time doing what you really love to do? What action or job would I be happy doing for the rest of my life, regardless of what I am paid, appreciated, or popular for? Many times we do things only to get appreciation and popularity, not because we feel good or it is our own competence. Especially in social media, that I will take. You will understand at that time much more. And many things we do just because I will be, I want to be in the top of the town. I want to be like the top of the town. So that is conforming to something else outside me. That's Swadharma it is not. That's called Paradharma. What is that where the work itself is the reward? If you tell an artist not to do this painting or whatever form of art it is, that will be painful. If I can be just happy doing it, okay, I leave it. I don't want to do it anymore. Stop it. If it is really my passion, I will not be able to leave it. It may permeate different areas of my life also. Like a mathematician. So we have one person, Sriram's father, what is his name? That small Sriram's father, Vedic maths. Vinay Nayak. Vinay Nayak, he loves Vedic maths and he goes on exploring and he goes on sharing that with everybody. And he will find maths, he will find numbers in everything that he does. It's very amazing. And he creates so many puzzles also. So musician can listen to music in nature around, will find music all over, everywhere. Even in some things where there is apparently no music, the person has a ear for it, can sense it, can appreciate it. So that way, work itself becomes a reward, where I don't have to look for anything else. Who are the three people who inspire me the most? My role models also can tell me many things about me. These questions I answered, I am just giving you now. You can sit and think about it later. Who are the three people who inspire you the most? And why do they inspire you? You should note that down. That also shows how much you value those things. Bruce Lee says a very nice thing. Always be yourself, express yourself, have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for a successful personality and duplicate it. You can get inspiration from successful personalities, no doubt, but don't try to become like them. Have your own originality. So this is about exploring talents, discovering passion. Is there something that I always wanted to do but haven't gotten around to doing it? This is a procrastination part. Many people, they take up certain things for compulsions, but their passion is somewhere else, and they don't spend enough time doing that. And once they start it, I have seen so many examples of people who have shifted careers because they found this, what they are really good at. They took some time off from their main work, side by side they started doing this, and they understood, oh, this is where I really belong. Shifted. Till then they were not doing it, ignoring, avoiding, fear, or whatever the reasons may be. Once they start doing, they will start, oh, this is where I belong, then they shift. This is another thing you can ask yourself. When I am 90, meaning whenever you become old, if someone said to me, so tell me your story, what would my story be? How did I spend my life? Suppose you have to write a letter to your grandchild about yourself. What would you tell your grandchild about you? How did you live your life? What did you do? This is another interesting exercise you can do. What inspired me when I was 3 years to 10 years old, when I was 11 to 16, and from 16 to whatever you are now, 20, 25, 18, 20, whatever it is. If you write down those things, this is psychologically approved tool actually. Go and find out, I forgot to put the name here. It's a psychologically approved method where they will tell you to do this introspection, write down, and you may find certain common things in these age groups which for various reasons we may have ignored. So like examples, suppose we give here, this is a general example. 3 to 10 years, these are the things one love. Ramayana, Mahabharata, shlokas, love telling stories, creative drawing, enjoyed playing. 11 to 16, explore different fields, classes, loved sports, hated authority, loved being a rebel, prepared for competitive exams, loved computer programming. 16 years, loved Vedant, lives of great saints, did a project in biotic computing, all this. Now in this exercise that I have done, suppose when we look into this, there will be certain things which are common which will help to identify what can be the Swadharma. So now see here, those things which are marked in red, they are the common thread. So based on this, then one says, okay, this is a field which I belong to, spiritual knowledge is what I want to commit to, revival of culture is what I want to commit to, and then one takes that up. Is there anything else that we can show in this which is common about some other career option that one can take? Not necessarily it has to be in all three groups, it can be even in two groups. So one can be computer programming, one could be this teaching, so telling stories, sharing what I learned, service to others. Teaching can be one option. So like that one can take up different. Once you do this exercise, you will know that which is a common thread. So you can only become truly accomplished at something you love. Don't make money your goal. Money will follow. Money should never be the goal. Any great idea, creative field, whatever you want to do, if you keep the vision, you focus on that, the rest will happen. Whoever knew that few years ago that YouTuber, content creator will be a career option? People used to come and tell us, Swamiji, इसको थोड़ा आप कर दो, पूरा दिन कंप्यूटर पे बैठे रहता है, अरे क्या करता है उसमें? I used to tell their parents that don't think computer is only wasting time. There is browsing which they do, they explore, there are different things that they learn. Understand what he is doing on that and have a proper communication and speak to him. Don't brag always कि computer पे बैठ के time wasting कर रहा है. पूरा दिन phone पे बना रहता है, पता नहीं क्या करता है, पता नहीं क्या करता है, इसीलिए पता करो. The parent got upset with me and went away. The parent thought I give some advice to the son. I gave advice to the parent, but the parent was that. After a few years, that parent came to me and said, Swamiji, आपने बताया, अच्छा हुआ. Now that fellow, he is creating content like anything and he is earning money that parent had never imagined. So, people don't know many things, traditional things, if they have certain ideas, certain stereotypes, they don't know. This guy didn't have money as the goal. He wanted to create fabulous content and very creatively go ahead and share this on the YouTube. Super what he was doing. And employing many people. The parent wanted his son to join the business of the father. But son said, I will create my own startup. And he is today employing people. Brilliant. So keep that. Do what you truly love and do it so well that people will be amazed. And don't just put on masks and wear certain, pretend to be who you are not. We don't have to fit in at all. Adjustment is a different thing. I don't have to fit in. I don't have to compare and say, oh, this person is doing this, that person is doing this, both my friends have gone to science, I will also go to science. Not possible. If all my friends go to science, should I also go to science? Oh, I feel very lonely somebody, so I better go there. No. I should be who I am. Choose according to that. So, don't have to conform, don't have to fit in, don't have to go into comparison. So that's why in the Gita, beautiful verse says that Shreyam Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharma Swanushtitat Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya Paradharmo Bhayavaha. It is better to do your own duty, Swadharma, though it may appear devoid of merit, like Arjuna had to kill people. But that is his temperament to protect Dharma. If he has to fight, he has to fight. If a soldier has to shoot the opposite, the enemy, one can't help it. If a doctor has to amputate somebody's limb, it is not very pleasant to do it, but to save the whole body, the doctor has to do it. It is better to do that where there may be something apparently unpleasant than to just copy somebody and which is not my Swadharma. Death here does not mean literally dying. Death here meaning we die to our potential. Here is a very, very nice song I came across. I'm sure you will like it. Listen to it carefully.
I just want to be me. If I lose a few from people that don't know who I am, well, that's a good thing. I'm proud to be who I am, that's a good thing. I'm gonna be who I am, that's how I should be. I'd rather walk with the few that love me, the few that love me. who I really am. Oh, protect the angels when the sheep left. Protect the people of love, love who I really care. I'm gonna fit out, I'm gonna stick out. Just gonna let the enemy out. Take trust when the enemy down. I'm letting go of all in the top. For you, I'm in this life. There's only one shot, you can't live this twice. So I'm letting go of all resistance. Because the right people we were making distance. Always being I'm running for what it could be. Always doing the things that I was gonna see. But that can't be me no more. That just can't be me, no. Now I can't be the family train. I got my watch, it's time to jam. That's who I'm meant to be. Follow me on this journey.
Yourself. What does that mean? When you can look in the mirror and know exactly who you are and exactly what you are and appreciate that and love that, that's it. Be yourself. It's your identity. Nurture it. Because it really is the biggest blessing we have.
So you can search for this, be yourself. Jones 2.0 and his emails. I like this one, nice one, guys. You won't get? I'm sure. So much can we do for this. So be who you are. So this is about discovering your passion. So what are the three things we saw about knowing Swadharma? One is temperament, the three gunas. Second is explore your talents. Third is discover your passion. Fourth is the need. So how can I monetize my passion to earn a living? Because there is a need. All of us have needs, financial needs, physical needs, emotional needs, all the different types of needs which we have, social needs, all that. So what kind of lifestyle will make me happy? One example is, can I work under someone or have I a need to be independent? Because there are some people who just can't work under somebody. So they need to do either things where they will do by themselves, or they take up a startup job, or they are just not necessarily that they have to always work together in a team. Or there are some people who like to be in one place. They can't keep getting transfers all the time. They are, it is suitable for them. Just I'll stay in one place. I'll get adjusted. Every few years, we will keep on transferring, and I can't handle that. Then accordingly, one has to choose. So there are needs which we have, which family has. But please remember, this comes after the first three points. What is the big need in my life, my family, and how I can help? Do I like to be steady, or I am okay with frequent changes? Sometimes the work requires a lot of changes. One has to keep updating oneself continuously. There is a pressure. Some people can't handle that. So the need has to be balanced. My need, family need, society need, and last point is service. How best can I help and serve others? My profession, my passion should not be only for my ego boosting. In that field, what is the service attitude that I can have? And how does it solve a real life situation or a real life crisis, or help the world in what it needs to be? Being in whichever field, as a teacher or as an IT professional or as a musician, as a content creator, whatever it is. Identify some challenge in the world which my passion, my work can address. That will give a deeper sense of satisfaction, and that will also help to make the world a better place. So how can I contribute towards that? What do I want the world to remember me for? We remember great achievers not only for what they have achieved in their personal life, but what they did to others, how they made a difference to the world, how they made a transformation in the lives of people and the beings. That is what we revere them for. So these are 5 different aspects, and through this 5, if you found any common thread to these questions, that can help to find out what your Swadharma is. So that's why we will stop for today this topic about Swadharma in terms of whatever is your career or whatever is your personality, and how it will then reflect in other different areas of